Have you ever wondered what happens at the intriguing intersection of psychology and the law? How do psychological insights actually get applied in a courtroom, a correctional facility, or a police department? It's a fascinating area, often portrayed dramatically in fiction, but the reality is built on rigorous training and hands-on experience. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a crucial part of becoming a forensic psychologist, the indispensable world of internships and practicum placements. These aren't just extra credit, they are the very bedrock upon which a successful career in this demanding field is built. They are where theory meets reality, where textbooks come alive, and where aspiring professionals truly find their footing. Forensic psychology, at its heart, is about applying psychological principles and research methods to legal questions. It's about understanding human behavior within the complex framework of the justice system. Now, while academic knowledge is foundational, it's the practical training, particularly through internships and practicums, that serves as the bridge. These experiences are not merely supplemental, they are absolutely necessary for professional development, providing on-the-job experience under the watchful eye of licensed professionals. Think of a practicum as your initial deep dive. It's often where you began applying theoretical knowledge and developing fundamental clinical techniques under direct supervision. These experiences might precede or be integrated within your internships, helping you build a solid skill base. Internships, on the other hand, especially those year-long full-time placements, are the capstone for doctoral students, essential for future licensure. Both are about getting your hands dirty, assisting licensed forensic psychologists in evaluating the mental health of individuals involved in the criminal justice system, often assessing their mental state related to an offense. It's where you truly start to connect the dots between what you've learned in a lecture hall and what you see in a real-world case. So, what does this practical training actually look like day to day? Well, it's incredibly varied and enriching. Interns and practicum students engage in a diverse array of activities. You might find yourself immersed in clinical work, which includes comprehensive psychological assessments. This often involves conducting client interviews, administering various psychological tests, and then synthesizing all that information into detailed reports that can inform critical legal decisions. Beyond that, there are administrative duties, case conceptualization, where you piece together a client's story and challenges, and treatment planning, often collaborating closely with clients and other professionals. This exposure isn't just about tasks, it's about developing essential skills. You'll encounter diverse populations, including individuals grappling with mental health disorders, substance abuse issues, and profound trauma histories. Through these interactions, you'll hone your ability to diagnose mental health disorders, identify risk factors, understand the psychological impact of various experiences, and develop crucial communication, interpersonal, and case management abilities. And perhaps most importantly, you'll gain a deep, lived understanding of the ethical considerations that are paramount in forensic practice.
The landscape of training opportunities is incredibly broad, involving a wide array of organizations and professionals. Educational institutions, of course, are central, facilitating placements and maintaining crucial databases. But beyond the university walls, you'll find opportunities in numerous places. Think about government agencies, both federal and state. We're talking about places like the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, state departments of corrections, district attorneys' offices, and even local police departments. Healthcare and treatment facilities are also major players, including rehabilitation centers, child protection centers, and secure treatment facilities focusing on specific populations. Some law firms and research institutes even offer niche opportunities. And remember, throughout all of this, the most critical guides are the supervising professionals, licensed psychologists who provide direct supervision, invaluable guidance, and constructive feedback. Professional organizations like the American Psychological Association, which accredits many internship programs, also play a vital role in setting standards and supporting the field. While the path is rich with learning, it's also important to acknowledge that the field, like any other, has its complexities and ongoing debates. Ethical considerations are always at the forefront. Discussions often arise around the necessity of written versus verbal informed consent in evaluations and the appropriate judicious use of psychometric tests in forensic assessments, given their substantial influence on legal decisions. These aren't just academic questions, they have real-world impact. There are also important discussions around representation and bias. There's a recognized issue of limited representation of individuals from historically marginalized cultural identities within the field. This raises genuine concerns about potential biases in professional clinical judgment, where minority group members might unintentionally be perceived or evaluated differently. Addressing this is crucial for the fairness and integrity of the justice system. And we can't ignore the very real financial concerns. Student loan debt is a significant burden for many aspiring professionals. While the income in forensic psychology can be high later in a career, the prevalence of low stipends for many internships and the existence of unpaid practicum or field experiences implicitly impacts accessibility and equity for students from diverse economic backgrounds. It's a challenge the field continues to grapple with. One common public question we often hear clarifies the role of a forensic psychologist in court. It's important to understand that forensic psychologists typically serve as expert witnesses. They answer questions posed by lawyers to establish an individual's mental or emotional state rather than asking questions themselves during courtroom proceedings. They provide expert insight, not cross-examination. Even foundational theoretical debates from broader psychology, such as the person-situation debate, exploring whether behavior is primarily determined by personality traits or situational factors, remain highly relevant to understanding criminal behavior and are frequently encountered during training. Looking ahead, the future of forensic psychology careers, particularly concerning internships and practicums, will undoubtedly continue to emphasize the critical need for rigorous and ethically sound practical training. The sheer diversity of available placements across government, healthcare, and legal sectors suggests a sustained pipeline for practical experience, which is excellent news for those entering the field. However, ongoing attention will be required to address those persistent challenges we've discussed: ethical dilemmas, representation, potential biases, and financial accessibility. The accreditation standards set by professional organizations like the APA will continue to guide the quality and structure of these indispensable training experiences, ensuring that future forensic psychologists are well equipped to navigate the complex, ever-evolving intersection of psychology and the law. So, for those of you considering this impactful career, remember that while the academic journey is vital, it's these practical experiences, these internships and practicums, that truly forge a competent, ethical, and effective forensic psychologist. They are your proving ground, your learning lab, and your essential stepping stone into a world where your psychological expertise can make a profound difference.